Are my judges ready?
Yes.
The breed that was considered the nanny dog in the 1800s is now considered violent and aggressive, all due to a stereotype they have received. The pit bull should not be banned, all due to a stereotype, the attacks related to the breed, and all the dangers of handling one incorrectly. Good evening, my name is Josie Lunn, and I'm going to be talking to you about the pit bull ban. In the words of Brown and Diggy, if we want to own a dog with their teeth come along, it is up to us to learn how and when dogs use them, and to keep our dogs out of situations where they feel like they need to. In the early 1700s, the ancestor of the pit bull, mainly the bulldog, was brought from England to the United States. The bulldog was such a strong breed, it was used by hunters to trap large game. The bulldog's strength also came at a disadvantage for it, as in the early 1800s, dog fighting started with the bulldog. They were used in fights such as baiting matches, which is when you use a bigger dog against a smaller dog for entertainment. People began to enjoy the sport of dog fighting and wanting to build a bigger, better dog, thus creating the pit bull by breeding their bulldogs to tan terriers. In the early 1900s, pit bulls were so loved by America, they received the name Yankee Terrier. A war dog named Sergeant Stubby was used in World War I, and he received more medals than any other war dog throughout history. Sergeant Stubby saved the lives of many French troops by alerting them of incoming gas attacks minutes before the attacks actually even happened. He was also used to drag wounded soldiers off the battlefield into safety. In the 1920s is where the pit bull's popularity really just went up. They were known as America's dog, and they appeared on the cover of Life magazines 3 times due to their popularity. No other dog breed has appeared on Life magazine more than once besides the pit bull. They also took over the movie screen with a pit bull named Powell the Wonder Dog. Powell the Wonder Dog appeared in over 224 movies, while a German Shepherd named Rin Tin Tin only appeared in 137. Many companies across America also called for pit bulls to be used in their advertisements, not because they believe pit bulls to be dangerous, but because they believe pit bulls to be so appealing to people across America, regardless of race, social class, and age. Many cultural icons have shared their lives with pit bulls, such as Sir Walter Scott, Helen Keller, Dr. Seuss, Theodore Roosevelt, and Woodrow Wilson. In the 1970s is where everything went wrong for this breed. Headlines of dog fighting in America exploded. The cycle of desperation, violence, fear caused the market for aggressive dogs. In dogfighting, the best dog can be worth over $100,000, meaning this sport isn't likely to end anytime soon. After dogfighting happened, reports of dog attacks on humans began to appear and multiply. The pit bull became the victim of media ran by fear. Misinformed people and reporters believed that ending this breed would also end any attacks, but that's not true. This started the ban. There are many places with the ban throughout Canada and the United States. In Canada, many provinces in Canada, such as Toronto, claim that the pit bull should not be owned there after the ban, but the mayor has claimed if a pit bull has been owned before the ban took place, then the pit bull can stay, but he must be muzzled at all times, he must be neutered and kept on a chain, and can never go out without a leash. In the United States, more than 937 cities have a strong pit bull ban. Many people are against the ban, however, saying if a pit bull should be banned just because of their capability to bite, then any other large dog should be, because any dog is able to bite. Owners should be more responsible and take actions for their dog's actions. And other people claim that instead of banning a breed completely, there can be other methods that can be used, such as microchipping, where you know where your dog is at any time in case he gets out. Safe enclosures, keeping a dog in a safe, sturdy enclosure so it cannot escape and possibly harm somebody. And the most important to me is a background check of abuse. If a person has a history of dog abuse, then they should not be able to own a dog because of the possibility of them abusing this dog, causing it to be aggressive and can hurt people. The pit bull isn't the only breed that has a bad reputation over the past few years. These two breeds are very common today, but you wouldn't really think that they've had a bad reputation in the past. In the late 1800s, all attacks from 1864 to 1899 were all from the bloodhound. The bloodhound was feared because they were used to chase slaves from plantations. And then after World War I, attacks from German Shepherds appeared and multiplied. The German Shepherd became very feared for their association with Nazis. Pit bulls actually have really good personalities despite all the rumors and stereotypes. According to this chart from the Huffington Post, pit bulls are about the nicest dog breed there is. They scored a 86.8 on a temperament test, right below the Labrador Retriever and above the Golden Retriever. Pit bulls are very energetic. They make a great family dog for a young family with children. They love to go on adventures and are always up for any adventure offered. Pit bulls are also very brave. 3 pit bulls were used after the terrorist attack of 9/11 to help search and rescue for people under the debris. And last year in Florida, a resident of Florida, Melissa Butt, claimed that her 2 pit bulls are the reason her grandson is alive. She claims that her grandson was playing in the garden one evening when her 2 pit bulls started barking and ran over there and took multiple stripes to the face from a copperhead. She claims that if the pit bulls weren't there that day, she probably would have lost her grandson. There are many reasons for dog attacks. Sometimes a dog can just snap out of nowhere, but most of the time that is not the reason. Over 84% of fatal dog attacks are from dogs that have been neglected and abused throughout their life. If a dog is trained to be aggressive and has a history of that, then they're going to be aggressive. Some people use pit bulls to guard drug companies, and they become aggressive to keep people out. If a dog has a history of abuse, it's going to lash out out of fear of human contact. For my product, I volunteered at the West Plains Regional Animal Shelter. I cleaned pens, I walked dogs, and I got to help them out any way I could. And I wanted to still help them out, so I took 2 of their dogs down to Tractor Supply grand opening for a adoption day. I also made a flyer and had the cashiers of Tractor Supply hand them out to every person after they got their stuff. I talked about how the animal shelter is a nonprofit organization and that they cannot continue to help these animals without the help of us. They are in need of volunteer work. All the supplies they need, because they do so much for these animals, but without our help and our donations, they couldn't do that, and then the stray animals would not have a safe house over their head and food in their stomachs. The reason I chose to do this project is because when I was younger, I spent a lot of time at my grandpa's small farm, and I learned to have a heart for animals and nature. And I also own a pit bull. I've owned him for a few years now, and he's kind of changed our family. My parents used to believe that pit bulls were a dangerous dog until we got one in our lives, and we learned that they're not. They're not dangerous. They're actually very sweet and kind, and they're very misunderstood. I faced a lot of challenges during my project. It was hard for me to find an event because I called many events around here, such as Pioneer Day, Ozfest, and all of them actually had a dog ban because of the fear of having a dog attack. Finding the time to do this was really hard too because my mentor, Don Northrup, that works at the West Plains Animal Shelter, was always busy with meetings and having to stay at the shelter, being the only one there that day. And my anxiety was hard for me. I don't like going out in public doing things like this. It was really difficult, but knowing that I wanted to help these dogs, I went through it and I overcame it. It was really important to me because I know that both these dogs now have a home, and it was because of my product. And the shelter received donations. When I was done, I brought them 6 bags of cat food to thank them for all their help and letting me use their dogs for my product. In conclusion, the pit bull was once an icon of America, and now they're at the risk of being banned all due to a stereotype and false rumors going around about this breed. The pit bull ban can be stopped, however, it will take time and understanding. The first step would be to end dogfighting completely and to create stronger laws against people who have a history of dogfighting. The last step would be to learn the history of this breed and understand the false information from the true. And hopefully one day the pit bull can return to be America's icon once again. Thank you. Any questions?
So were the 2 dogs that you adopted out, were they pit bulls?
They were not pit bulls. My mentor didn't want to give me any large dogs because he was scared that I couldn't handle it myself. So they were not.
Have you checked on the 2 dogs to see?
I
How the owners
haven't.
are doing?
I haven't. I asked him about it, and he said that they're in good homes and that they're loved. That's all I know so far.
Do they have pit bulls in the shelter?
Yeah, they do. He claims that the pit bull breed, like mixes and full bloods, are the most common dog breed that comes through the shelter, and they actually get adopted more than any other breed either. So
Did you find the owners there at the Tractor Days event, or did it occur later?
he said that it occurred a few days after my product. They came in with the flyers and they sent it on.
Do you know what caused the pit bull ban? What was the main reason?
I think the main reason was the attacks related to the breed, and people began to assume that this breed was just aggressive. But that's
Do they have a bite history? Do pit bulls
they do have a bite history. They claim that the pit bull actually attacks more than any other dog breed, which that isn't true. I found a chart from Toronto claiming that the pit bull is actually the fifth dog that has the highest, and the highest breed is actually the German Shepherd. But the American pit bull is the lowest for dog attacks.
Pit bulls used to be named dogs, right?
Yeah, they were known as nanny dogs and nursing maids. They were used to watch children in the early 1800s to 1900s. But